Veterans, dedicated VA employees, everyone watching here at the Veteran Lang YouTube channel. Hey, as always, I'm your friendly VA accredited Matthew Lang with another video for you. We're going to talk about VA benefits. We're going to give you an overview today. A lot of times I stick with the VA compensation side of the house. I might kind of hint to some other stuff in the videos. That's mainly because a lot of the stuff we do here is the compensation side of the house. The disability side of the house, a term that maybe not as favorable anymore to use, but there's some other benefits that fall underneath that compensation side, and you'll see them here as I talk about them in the overview that we typically address. But that's why you may not hear me talk a whole lot about all the other benefits. So let me do them some justice, and let's give you an overview of those, and then maybe over time we can talk about them even more. There are definitely benefits that we can handle and help you with as well, veterans. Just not usually something we get a lot of requests for. But if you do need help, remember veteranlang.com. You can get to my calendar there. It's kind of crazy right now, I feels like, but there should be some room in there. Schedule an in-person case evaluation or schedule a phone call when we do it over the phone. No charge to talk to me and see if you can get some representation. I know a lot of people have questions. We try to answer those questions the best we can without stepping over any certain rules or lines back here, but I do ask that try to keep the line open for those who are actually seeking representation if possible. But we'll do our best to answer your questions in other formats if we need to. All right, let's do this. Overview. Some VA benefits. Boy, VBA. Okay. So disability compensation, like I said, is our big one that we focus in on. This is the tax-free monthly payment veterans that probably most of you are receiving for injuries or illnesses that happened or got worse during your service. This is when you got service-connected conditions, veterans. So disability compensation is service-connected conditions. So if you had, say, a knee injury or a back injury in service, and all that can be linked together, all the evidence lines up, VA would ultimately grant you service connection, and they'd pay you accordingly, hopefully, with the effective date and the evaluation. Now, with the disability compensation, we do get some special monthly compensation in there too as a benefit. Those are the higher rates of compensation for specific severe disabilities. Most of the time we're looking at loss of use issues. We might be looking at some total hearing loss, maybe some blindness, regular need of aid and attendance, and housebound type stuff. So ultimately those are designed for much more severe levels that require a little bit additional payment than what the rating scheduler, as we call it, allows underneath the disability compensation. So this is usually a benefit reserved for veterans with more severe service-connected disabilities. Now, many of you may not know, but not only is there service-connected side of the house, there is a non-service connected side of the house as well. We call this a non-service connected pension or a veteran's pension. Excuse me. The pension benefit is not something we do a lot of just because of the style of benefit it is. And the idea that veterans, you can't double dip and you can't receive both a pension, non-service connected pension and a service connected compensation. VA will only pay you the higher of the two, and that is typically the compensation side. So that's usually what we aim for, is to get you those higher benefits on our side. But just so you know, there is a pension piece out there. It is a needs-based safety net, ultimately for low-income wartime veterans who usually are aged or totally disabled. Not always the case, but at least totally disabled in some way. But typically income-based, it's low-income wartime veterans, non-service connected issues. Now, you're going to find there's also a special monthly pension piece that comes along with that as well. Works very similar to the SMC or the special monthly compensation. So that does exist as well. We get into other benefits when it comes to the benefits side of the house. The VBA side here, we start talking about survivor benefits as well for the widows and those survivors after a veteran passes. So dependency and indemnity compensation, DIC, is our more popular one. This is a tax-free monthly monetary benefit for the survivors. It's not as much veterans as you're likely receiving in many cases on a monthly basis, but it is I believe it's around 1,600 now. I don't have the number off the top of my head, but I should do better when I do these videos and have that ready, but I don't. But it's definitely a set monetary amount for surviving spouses. Typically, could be some children might be eligible, or parents of the veteran who might also be eligible if they're dependents. Who it's always the survivor benefit for the spouse, children, or parents that are eligible of a veteran who died from typically a service-connected disability is the base rule. There's another rule in there if they're 100% for a number of years, but there's a survivor benefit there. There's also a survivor's pension. Just like compensation and non-service connected pension for veterans, there's also a survivor's pension. Again, the higher of the two is what's paid out. Typically, again, that DIC is what gets paid out. The survivor's pension is, again, also a needs-based monthly payment for low income. Unmarried surviving spouses could be also unmarried children if they are eligible underneath the rules of a deceased wartime veteran. So again, that's the low income survivors of the wartime veterans. Death does not need to be service related in that case, but the income is the huge part there, which usually trips everybody up in our experience. Now, there is accrued benefits out there as well when it comes to the survivor side. So veterans, your widow or your eligible dependent there may also receive a one-time payment representing your benefits that you were entitled to but had not received at the time of your death. So we always knew this in the VA as the kind of like the month of death payment. So there's usually one more month of payment that you're eligible for in many cases, and so the accrued benefit could include that and go to your survivor. And then they have to apply for the other benefits, though, the DIC and so forth. Sometimes you got to apply for those accrued benefits, but I think they're mostly automatic now, if I recall. Moving away from some survivor benefits there, I mean, there's definitely some others out there, but let me go down my list that I put together for you. I probably won't cover every benefit out there, but I want to give you a good overview. We also have the education side, the GI Bill. Many of us has probably used that as veterans. If you haven't, highly recommend it. It gives you the funding for college, schools, and vocational training. The program has got, I like to believe, better than what it has been over the years. So this could work in your favor, veterans, even current service members, and maybe some dependents as well. We also have a Chapter 35 when it comes to education, which is the Dependents Educational Assistance. This could be paid to survivors or dependents of veterans who are 100% permanent in total. So you got another educational benefit out there, veterans that may be helpful to your survivors or your dependents. There's, again, some other educational benefits out there, but just kind of giving you a start there. We do have, I guess before I move on to the next topic here, we do have the VRNE, the Vocational Rehabilitation and Employment Veterans. That's the Chapter 31, as it's known. This helps you with service-connected disabilities when you have service-connected disabilities and helps you find and keep jobs. The idea is to rehabilitate you and get you back in the workforce so you can make more money than what the VA is able to provide you. So usually you only need at least a 10% rating there, and you have to have an employment handicap. So that benefit's there for you too. Now, the VA home loans, that's a benefit I imagine a lot of us have used. This is a government guarantee on home loans, allowing for a specific number of dollars be put down on down payments and no private mortgage insurance. So this is a benefit that's eligible to veterans and surviving spouses. So definitely check it out. I think you might be surprised by how good that program is. Excuse me, and how well it helps out when it comes to purchasing a home, whether it be your first home, second home, third home, or more. Hey, well, then we always got the healthcare side. Healthcare side is our biggest side of the VA here. That gives you your access, to, of course, to your doctors and your specialists, veterans, and your prescriptions, and that's just the whole medical system right there for you. Most veterans are eligible. Dependents might be eligible as well on income and service criteria. You have to get with the VHA on that one, check eligibility to see who's all eligible. But a lot of times we find what we also fight for is we try to get you all those compensation benefits, because you'll find that you are given a lot of free care without any copays that way through the VHA side, the healthcare side. There is also CHAMP VA, which is also a health benefits program in which the VA shares the cost of covered health care services and supplies. This is usually a 100% P&T benefit as well. That can help out your dependents there, veterans. So even your dependents can get some healthcare support there. There's another benefit out there that we've been asked to help a couple times. Actually, it seems becoming a little bit more popular than I believe it has been, and that just might be from what I've seen. But that's the caregiver support. So there is a caregiver support benefit out there, veterans, to help provide monthly stipend, training, and healthcare to designated family caregivers of eligible veterans. So you have to meet, again, all their criterias. And since this is an overview, I'm not going to go into all that, but you can definitely look up on the va.gov site to find a good list of that and links to see if you can apply for that as well. There's also life insurance. There's a life insurance benefit. I don't know if a lot of veterans were aware of. You even get the service members. The SGLI is actually ran through the VA, as I understand it. And then when you get out of that, you get the VA version of that. So definitely you got some specialized insurance policies for those who may not qualify for private insurance due to maybe service injuries. You can definitely get a life insurance policy through the VA. We also got some housing and auto grants out there that the VA offers. These are grants to help buy, build, or modify a home or vehicle to accommodate a service-connected disability. So, again, a lot of times that's associated with compensation benefits, and you got to meet the standards and the requirements to have that approved. Usually, you got a permanent service-connected disability, loss of a limb, or something along those lines. So it's got to usually be a fairly severe compensation from our experience. But do know it's another benefit that's out there. One other benefit that I forgot here that I could have probably blended in with the survivor benefits is some burial benefits, veterans. There's grave sites in the national cemeteries, the headstones, and sometimes there's a monetary burial allowance as well that you can apply for. And this is for veterans who are just eligible underneath the criteria, and the family member is there. So we don't deal a lot with the burial stuff because I find a lot of the burial benefits are handled usually through most funeral homes or through the national cemetery itself if you go that route. But if you have questions about those or you need like an appeal to any of those benefits, we're happy to help there too. But otherwise, yeah, it's not. I'll just be honest, it's not something we typically see just because there's other entities out there working the issues for you. But there you go. There is a summary of some VA benefits out there. Always check out, again, va.gov to kind of root around in that page and see what else you got out there. Also check your states. Each state has different rules and laws. Most states have a property tax exemption, some sort of vehicle registration exemption on the taxes. You might find discounted hunting and fishing licenses or access to state parks, all kinds of stuff out there. There might be even some educational stuff that your states give. Every state's different, so definitely check with your states on that one there as well. But there you go, veterans. I have now given you an overview of VA benefits and giving you more than hopefully you already knew, so you can go out there and get all those benefits that you rightfully deserve. And as always, if you need help with those compensation claims or any one of these benefits that needs to be appealed, reach out to veteranlink.com. We're happy to sit down and talk to you, no charge. As I've said before, there is no cover charge to get through my door. So we'll sit down and we'll have at least a half an hour chat, maybe an hour, if need be, and we'll see what we can do for you. But also don't forget, you have VSOs out there, you got other accredited attorneys and agents out there who are able to help out as well. So there's a whole team of us all out there working together and working with you, veterans, and working with you, VA. You got any questions of me too? You need some additional training? Hey, feel free to hit me up. I did a lot of training in the VA, did a lot of mentoring. I like to think I'm a good resource. So just know I am there. All right. With that, I'm going to bid you farewell. Have a wonderful Tuesday and rest of your week, and I'll see you next week.